Hello, my beautiful, handsome people. Yes, I am back. Rejuvenated. Sometimes I feel like a phone. I need to recharge. I need to get my batteries, recharged. I tell you, that was such a good week. But today, we are back, getting in schedule. It's every day. It's every day. Let me tell you, if anything, I have learned that, you know what, I miss reading the word. I miss talking about the word every day. Honestly, it is so refreshing, so rejuvenating, especially the way I deal with people. Sometimes I feel like I can be so irritated, annoyed by small, trivial things that don't even need. Let me not even start by driving. Like my driving. You know what? I can tell you I have taken baby steps. You will see that I have improved immensely. And with that, I've also seen that the situation around my driving has also drastically improved. Not that people are better drivers, but well, I feel like it's the way I look at things, honestly. And I feel like this is the same thing Paul did in Acts chapter 20, verse 7. It says, "On the first day of the week, we came together to break bread. Paul spoke to the people, and because he intended to leave the next day, kept on talking until midnight. There were many lamps in the upstairs room where we were meeting. Seated in a window was a young man named Eutychus, who was sinking into a deep sleep." We all know that. As Paul talked on and on, when he was sound asleep, he fell to the ground from this third story and was picked up dead. Paul went down, threw himself on the young man, and put his arms around him. "Do not be alarmed," he said. "He is alive." Then he went upstairs again and broke bread and ate. After talking until daylight, he left. The people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted. Oh, let me tell you, Paul is a G right there. He is a G. You know what? It didn't bother him. He just bent back and did what he did. You know what? Just as you are a servant of God, there's some things that should not bother you in the least bit. In the least of bits. I mean, he could have taken it in another way. Let's put Paul in another scenario, yeah? Where maybe before he falls asleep, he notices and goes on and scolds the guy and tells him, "You know what, I'm not here for long." Or maybe somebody who is seated next to is like, "Paul is not here for long. Why are you sleeping? You should be asking him questions." Because Eutychus was a young man. He needed to learn a lot from him. But Paul took this as an opportunity to show the grace and mercy of God. I mean, it should work in all of us. It has worked in me. And I'm so excited to talk about it today anyway, in the context of Eutychus. I mean, Eutychus took this to a whole different level. But you can't blame him. The situation was so perfect. I mean, the lamps at the upstairs, the ambience, when people fill up a room and it gets kind of stuffy, but not too stuffy. This was what Eutychus was experiencing. I mean, that sleep, we all know it. I've been there, yeah? I mean, those classes where you're like, it's after lunch, first of all. And the lecturer is just, he has the most soothing, soft voice. And you're like, yes. And you're already dreaming how you're gonna eat lunch again and again and again. If anything, if you see me on the road and I look like I'm in deep thought, deep serious thought, best believe I'm thinking about food. Or I'm thinking about what I'm going to get for food, or I'm thinking, when am I going to eat? It has to be either any of those three. So, I mean, we learn a lot from Paul in that he didn't take this. He took this as an opportunity to show, you know what, God works miracles. Even in a period of transition where he was not coming back, Eutychus probably had a great destiny ahead of him. And yes, we read about him today. I mean, thousands of years later, we get to see, how we learn from Eutychus. And best believe, Eutychus, after that, he got saved, polished himself up. He was like, I'm not dying again because of sleeping. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, miracles happen that way all the time. I mean, Paul showed us that he can be graceful, loving in any and every way that he puts himself into. I mean, in Philippians 1:9, it says, "And this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of sight, so that you may be able to discern what is best, and may be pure and blameless until the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and praise of God." I mean, we can learn this and overlearn, yeah? I will say learning many, many times, yes? But we can see that here Paul discerned from the book of Philippians. He discerned what is best in that situation. He was like, you know what? This is probably a young man who doesn't need a scolding right now. He needs a miracle, yeah? It's something that he probably will never ever do that again or never see again. So he will use this to also show people that God's grace is abound. Yeah. People were very much comforted, yeah, after they realized that, oh my gosh, he's alive. Even I'm sure at the time people were like, this is a young man, you should be alert, you should be, ready for the word. When a servant of God comes, you should be, umped. Maybe he was forced by his parents to go. You know that feel, yeah. You know that feel, yeah. But I mean, Paul took this as in such a turnaround. I mean, Jesus's whole story is about resurrection, how he defeated death. And also, Jesus encouraged his disciples to continue working in these miracles, continue to serve the Lord, continue to show the fruits of the Holy Spirit, that we may be blameless in the sight of God. I mean, God is so forgiving. God is so merciful. God is so great. Grace, he's full of grace. English. Okay. But I mean, the story speaks for itself. It's amazing what we can see and learn from the Bible each and every day. I mean, every time I read the Bible, I am renewed in my thoughts, in my mind, in my actions. And I truly hope that also does the same for you. And that is my purpose anyway. We learn a lot, and I feel as though we may have a lot of perspectives to define everything. I mean, the road rage. I mean, I used to be road rage, but here I am, restored, renewed. Take that as an example. Take it with stride. Yes, I know. Anyway, with that, I love you so much. If you like it, please give it a like and subscribe for more. And with that, I love you so much, and God bless.